guys. I'm John.
And I'm James. Welcome to episode 5 of the Ergogenic Podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about the different types of training, basically how to get them gained. So we're going to first off open with a little bit about the physiology of the muscle, then go into some different types of training, the principles behind that type of training, and then lastly, some resources that you guys can go to get some of those different training guides. And now that we've given you guys the layout for episode 5, we want to thank our sponsor, Athletic Edge Nutrition. You can visit them at www.aenutrition.com. And of course, Mike Knowledge for creating our intro-outro song.
So like James mentioned, we're going to start off with explaining to you guys a little bit of the physiology to why weightlifting makes you bigger and stronger. Essentially, the reason for this is gas. No, not that type of gas, but GAS, which stands for General Adaptation Syndrome, and more specifically, progressive overload. And basically what that means is that when the body encounters a stress, it learns to adapt to it, and weight training is no exception to that. Weight training is a stress to the body. So when you lift a heavy weight, your body realizes that it was not prepared to handle that, so it adapts for the next time around, so essentially you get bigger and stronger. So what happens is that your body has these things called satellite cells. Now, satellite cells are essentially like stem cells, but just for the muscle. So when you damage your muscle, these satellite cells come in and fuse to the muscle fibers and makes them bigger and stronger for the next time around. And this is what essentially stimulates muscle hypertrophy. Now, real quickly, I want to distinguish between hypertrophy and hyperplasia. Now, hypertrophy is essentially the muscle fibers just getting larger in size, while hyperplasia is an actual increase in the amount of muscle fibers. Now, there's no question on whether or not muscular hypertrophy exists in humans, but the debate is on whether or not hyperplasia happens in humans or not. Now, this has been shown to happen in animal models, but whether or not it happens in humans is still up for debate. Now, some of the research has shown that it does happen, but if it does happen at all, it's very, very minimal. Probably only at most 1% of gains would come from actual hyperplasia and the formation of new muscle fibers. So what most workout programs target is muscular hypertrophy.
So most programs rely on the FIT principle in terms of designing the program, and that stands for frequency, intensity, type, and time. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is something more specifically geared toward resistance training. So the first thing with resistance training program design variables is the needs analysis. Secondly, looking at exercise selection, training frequency, the order of those exercises, training load and repetitions, volume, and rest periods. So first, looking at the evaluation of the sport with that needs analysis. So body and limb movement patterns, muscular involvement, what they're actually doing for those different movements associated with that particular sport. Next, assessment of the athlete. So the profile of that individual athlete. Have they been recently injured? Are they fit and healthy? Are they a beginner, intermediate, advanced level athlete? So that individual profile is what we look at next. Step 2 of that analysis is exercise selection. So that involves choosing exercises for a resistance training program. And with that comes along the different types of exercises themselves. So core exercises, assistance exercises, multi-joint, compound exercises, single joint exercises. So all these different types of exercises basically are determined by the sport or the event that the athlete is going to do. This also encompasses what type of equipment is available to the person, if they have a gym available to them, different resistance training equipment that they have inside the gym, their exercise technique experience. Has the person done a squat before? Have they done a deadlift before? Have you looked at their form to ensure they're using proper form, safety, and whatnot? And then also to the movement analysis of the sport. So what range of motion are they going through with that particular sport movement that they're doing? And then also to step 3, training frequency. So that refers to the number of training sessions completed in a given time period. And I'm going to throw out a little table here basically for you. For the training status, whether they're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Beginner wants to hit about 2 to 3 times a week, 2 to 3 sessions per week. Intermediate, about 3 to 4 sessions per week. And for an advanced trainee, about 4 to 7 times per week. Step 4 is the exercise order. So that refers to the sequence of resistance exercise performed during one training session. Typically, you want to put those power exercises in front of single joint or isolation exercises. So, for example, Power exercises such as the snatch, hang clean, power clean, squat, bench press, push jerk should be performed first in a training session, followed by other non-power core exercises and then assistance exercises. So typically those big muscle groups are going to be getting used first before the smaller muscle groups. So for example, if it's chest and triceps day, you're going to do your bench press exercise first before you're doing V-bar press downs, for example. So power exercises, then smaller group exercises. And one method you can do during that exercise session as well is to alternate upper and lower body exercises. So, for example, if it's a full body day, you can do alternating bench press, then leg press, back row, leg extension, bicep curl, leg curl. And you're alternating those upper body and lower body exercises to really expand that opportunity for recovery between each of those exercises. You can also alternate push-pull exercises. So, for example, if it's upper body day, you can push, so chest, you do a pushing movement. Then right after that, a pulling movement, back. For your arms, pushing movement, triceps. Pulling movement, biceps. So alternating push-pull, upper body day. Then the next day, alternating push-pull, lower body day. So a push for legs would be leg press or leg extension, and then pulling would be leg curl, for example. And another method of arranging exercises involves having athletes perform one set of a pair of exercises with little or no rest between them. So you probably heard of compound sets and supersets. So a superset with an exercise involves two sequentially performed exercises that stress two opposing muscles. So for example, forming biceps barbell curl, biceps curl exercises, setting the bar down, then going over and doing triceps, for example. Or some chest stuff, then some back stuff. So that would be a superset. A compound set deals with the same muscle group. So, for example, when we're talking about the bicep curl, then immediately going over and doing a preacher bicep curl, and then standing dumbbell curl. And that would be a compound set. Or triceps, doing a laying skull crushers, and then supersetting that with V-bar press downs or rope press downs. And that would be an example of a compound set. So those are different things you can do, really depending upon your goal and also to what you're aiming towards with your particular sport that you're doing. And step 5 is training load and repetitions. And load refers to the amount of weight assigned to an exercise set. And with that encompasses the relationship between load and repetitions. So the number of times an exercise is performed is called reps or repetitions. And it's inversely related to the load lifted. So for example, 100% of your 1 rep max or 1 RM would be 1 repetition. 80% of your 1 rep max would be 8 reps. 65% of your 1 rep max would be 15 repetitions. And you can test for your 1 rep max. You usually want to do that with a few people to help you out. We're not going to go into too much detail with that, but that's something you can determine, then go from there, assigning your rep ranges based upon that 1 rep max. But dependent upon your training goal, there can be different assigned percentages, repetitions for that 1 rep max. So, for example, if you're trying to go for power or strength or muscular hypertrophy, like John was just talking about, or muscular endurance. So, typically, the goal repetitions for strength is less than or equal to 6 repetitions. Power, 1 to 2 or 3 to 5. Muscular hypertrophy, 6 to 12, and muscular endurance, greater than or equal to 12. Depending upon the literature you look at, whether you're looking at the National Strength and Conditioning Association literature or the ACSM literature, you may see some slight variances in these numbers, but generally that's what you want to aim towards depending upon your training goal. So if you come to me and you're a marathon athlete, I'm going to set up your program a lot differently than someone who's just trying to bulk up, gain muscular hypertrophy, versus someone who's just trying to lift a lot of weight, a power lifter, for example. So all three of those people would have a different type of program because their training goals are all different. So step 6 is volume, and volume relates to the total amount of weight lifted in a training session, and a set is a group of repetition or reps sequentially performed before the athlete stops to rest. So repetition volume is the total number of repetitions performed during a workout session. So what you do is reps times the amount of sets you did, and that'll give you a total number there, and that would be your expression of volume there. And another thing that you can look at as well with that set component is for each of those training goals we just mentioned, how many sets should you do for each of those? So for strength, we mentioned 6 or less repetitions. You want to aim for about 2 to 6 sets. For power, 1 to 2, 3 to 5 repetitions, about 3 to 5 sets. Muscular hypertrophy, 6 to 12 reps, 3 to 6 sets. Muscular endurance, greater than or equal to 12 reps, but about 2 to 3 sets. And those are general guidelines. With the episode, we're kind of focusing on hypertrophy. And generally with hypertrophy, higher training volumes are associated with increases in muscular size. So this is the result of both a moderate to higher number of repetitions per set, and it's commonly recommended that people do 3 to 6 sets per exercises. So you want to aim for that, like mentioned before, higher training volume for muscular hypertrophy. And again, volume being that weight, being that number of sets times the number of repetitions. And lastly is rest periods of your program there. So the time dedicated to recovery between your sets is called the rest period or interset rest. Generally, the amount of rest between sets is strongly related to the load. So the heavier the load you lifted, the longer the rest periods will need to be. For example, someone lifting, that 1 rep max there will probably need to wait a longer period of time before performing another near 1 rep max load there versus someone who lifted a very light weight in the gym. So typically, depending upon the training goal, if you're aiming towards strength, 2 to 5 minutes of rest, power, 2 to 5 minutes of rest, hypertrophy, 30 seconds to 1.5 minutes, muscular endurance, less than or equal to about 30 seconds. So those rest periods will help accommodate those training adaptations John just mentioned before, where your body is adapting to that given load there, and those rest periods will help your body adapt a bit easier to that given load.
So James just gave you guys a lot of great information on ways that you guys can manipulate your own training program. So now we're going to cover some general training splits that you see a lot of people in the gym doing. The first of these is the full body day. These are done about 3 to 4 times a week, so essentially every other day. You go in there, you do 1 exercise for each major muscle group. So 1 exercise for chest, 1 exercise for back, 1 exercise for abs, 1 exercise for quads and calves, and so on. And these are usually done by more of the health-oriented trainees. But as far as muscular hypertrophy goes, usually this is not enough volume for each muscle group to stimulate the maximum amount of strength or hypertrophy. So probably one of the most common training splits you'll see in the gym is the 1 muscle group per day workout. Now, we've all probably done this, myself included. You all know the stereotypes. Monday is always chest day, Tuesday is always leg day, so on, so on. But for most people, this is probably going to be too much volume for those muscle groups. Unless you're a really, really advanced lifter, then this is probably not the right training split for you. Now, not only is this a lot of volume for those muscle groups, but by only doing 1 muscle group per day, you're going 6 days of the week without stimulating that 1 muscle group again. So if you work out chest on Monday, you're going Tuesday through Sunday without stimulating any chest. So that gives it a lot of time for that muscle group to atrophy any of those gains that you might have made. So those were 2 of the more common training splits you'll find most people in the gym doing. But now James here is going to explain to you guys the training split that we recommend, which is actually from Lyle McDonald from bodyrecomposition.com.
And as mentioned before, we're big fans of upper and lower body splits, hitting the muscle group twice a week versus 1 time a week. So that's what we recommend for 90% of the people out there. Our upper and lower body splits, we're a fan of Lyle McDonald's generic upper and lower body strength hypertrophy split. So you're getting a mix of rep range that hit both strength and muscular hypertrophy. And for example, on Monday, that would be upper body day, so hitting your chest, back, shoulders, buys, tries. Tuesday, lower body day, quads, hamstrings, calves. Wednesday off, Thursday upper, Friday lower, and then the weekend off. So that'd be a 4-day a week, hitting each muscle group twice, upper and lower body split. So we like doing those for most people, setting up splits kind of like that. And then that's something that you can do, really adjusting to any type of schedule you have. You can lower the volume by lowering the amount of sets. You can start off at 1 to 2 sets if you're a beginner, and then, go up to 3-4 sets if you're intermediate there, needing more training volume. And with that, too, that Monday, Tuesday day could be your strength day or your hypertrophy day. So the rep scheme would kind of be set up towards those training goals. And then Thursday, Friday would be the opposite. So if Monday, Tuesday was strength training days, then Thursday, Friday could be hypertrophy days. You could even make them lower reps and make Monday, Tuesday power day, and then Thursday, Friday strength day. So again, aligning those repetitions and sets towards your status, towards your individual training goal. And with training, oftentimes you'll see different programs or coaches who always say, you got to do this or you have to do this, and you're choosing between absolutes. Usually the truth or the answer is somewhere in the middle. So if someone tells you something absolutely always has to be done this way, whether it's a coach or something you read online, be a little wary, be a little hesitant about that. If you're someone seeking advice from a coach, ask why. Ask why they have you doing that particular thing if you're unsure about it there. So always keep that in mind as well, that the truth usually lies somewhere in the middle. Be wary of absolutes.
And with that being said, we're going to now enter the tip of the day section. Now, this week's tip of the day is going to be dealing with negatives, also known as eccentric training. Now, essentially what that is, eccentric is the lowering portion of the phase. So if you go slow on those negatives, they're actually correlated with a greater increase in muscular hypertrophy. Now, there are plenty of studies out there showing that if you're like most people and you only train in the concentric phase, so essentially you only focus on lifting the weight, if you switch your entire workout program to all eccentric training, not only will your concentric strength stay the same, but your eccentric strength will increase by about 3 times. So if you go to all negatives, you're not going to lose any strength on what you normally would be doing, but you're going to gain that much more hypertrophy and strength on the lowering phase. So again, tip of the day, try to include some negatives. Now, whether that's at the end of the workout, maybe the last exercise you do for each muscle group, maybe try to make those some negative sets. Or if not, just throughout your entire workout, just make sure you're really going slow on those negatives so you're always in control of the weight. And now, James is going to give you guys the shout out of the day.
So the shout-out of the day goes to Vince Del Monte and Ben Pekulski of Hypertrophy Max. You can visit their site at www.hypertrophymax.com. And with Hypertrophy Max, I am personally on month 11, Max Arms and Abs. It's been killer. Absolutely great workout. And next month, it's actually Max Quads. So I'm looking forward to that. And then starting the cycle back over. So Hypertrophy Max is a great program if you're looking for increases in size and strength. And as mentioned on our introduction episode, both me and John have a Bachelor's of Science in Exercise Physiology. So we know a good program when we see when Hypertrophy Max is one of the best programs out there. So please give them a look-see. With that, we'll wrap up the episode. We want to thank our sponsor, Athletic Edge Nutrition. Visit them again at www.anutrition.com. And also to Mike Knowledge for his awesome intro and outro song. And lastly, guys, make sure that you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, visit our website. And if you guys want to really help us out, leave us a review on our Apple iTunes account. We currently are up to 10 5-star reviews and also some comments there. So if you guys can leave some comments, that'd be greatly appreciated on our Apple iTunes account and also too on our website. Email us on our Twitter account. You can tell us what kind of training you guys are doing. We'll be interested in seeing if anybody else is doing Hypertrophy Max, upper lower body day splits, interval training, Lane Norton's Power Hypertrophy program, or anything else. So make sure you get at us at our website, www.ergogenicpodcast.com. We will see you guys in the next episode. And get them gains.
Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. You gon' fucked up now, nigga. Diesel in the building when the waves hit the flow. Yeah, feel like I'm chillin'. No days off. What? I ain't never chillin'. Better come correct, man. I'll hit your feelings. No games, no games. Sippin' on that way. No play, no way. Yo, I'm knocking out these weights. I'm trippin'. I just took 3 scoops. I'm lifting. You know what it do. Better watch your step. Boy, I throw these weights. Don't ask me what's my set, cause you gon' wait. Whoa, what's that? Watch that form on whack. I can tell you new, bitch, cause you curl when the squad whack. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Boy, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. Turn there some weight. Go and throw a plate. I make this look like cake, a bull rushing out the gate. Let them hate as I navigate to captivate, elaborate. I just pump the stakes, never pump my brakes. Best believe I'ma get these games. When everybody gone, I'm the only one remain. Maybe I'm insane, addicted to the pain. Snow, sleet, or rain, skull crushes to the brain. Just warming up, I ain't even break a sweat. I'm killing every rep, destroying every set. You know that's a bet. A fiend for protein, I'm out for more cream. So hot, I'm smoking. So oh please, I'm out your way. I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. Looking like a swole, 100 days straight, and I got 100 more. Even if you try, you can never break my road. First in my kind, I had to break the mold. Feeling bold off these back roads. Don't act like you don't know I'm a pro. This bench be my throne and in my zone, getting toned. I get it on my own, to be told. But the caddy it goes, there he go. Music on blast, kicking ass on my hustle, building muscle. My job is never done, get your weight up, cause I do this shit for fun. Niggas better run, son. Mike Diesel on the hunt. I'm dedicated, waiting on the day I can finally say I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Bro, I gotta get these games. Gotta get these games. Insane for these games, nigga. No pain, no games. Look house boss, baby. Yo, y'all lifting today? Rest day? What that mean? It's chest day, nigga. You trying to do legs tomorrow? You don't do legs. What? Forget these games, bitch.